We need to do a little preparation for our render settings. I'll go into output and put 50% here. It will double down the resolution, and the lower resolution, the faster it renders in Stable Diffusion. So it is quite important. Then we want to render out a depth path. The depth path will show the nearest objects towards us in white pixels, and the furthest objects away in black pixels. It also can be called a Z depth. So here in data, I just click here on Z depth to get rendered, and then we can switch to compositing. I go to compositing tab. You probably will not see these nodes. You have to click on use nodes for them to show up. Let's go click render image. And right now we can't really see anything. We don't actually have the lights on there, and it really doesn't matter. So I press spacebar, look for viewer. Viewer node that will show our render from before, and we have our depth path. If I go back to our view layer and I click on Z and unclick on Z, you can see the depth path appears and disappears. So I can just go drag it down and it will give us a little preview. Right now it's all totally white. To fix the image, spacebar, look for the map range. Can I drag it over our line, insert it, and then we have to play with the values. So basically I go and drag this slider and try to find some value that will give enough information for Stable Diffusion to work with. Not a bad idea to go into the render settings, whole way down to color management and view transform. I want to change it from filmic to raw. That gives us more bit of a gradient and more gradient variation. Can be quite useful for Stable Diffusion. Sometimes Stable Diffusion can interpret too much darkness as a place been really far away. And in that case, we can play with the look here and we can change the contrast settings, low contrast, medium. Bear in mind that even though as a human eye can't really see the detail too much, Stable Diffusion will be able to pick it up. But I will go with just none for now. Let's connect our map range to the image and then go render the image. So there we go. We have our final render and we want to save it. So image, save as, and I create a new folder called PNG. I save it at 16 bits and I want a zero compression. We don't need any further compression. And let's call this like a room depth path 01 and save this image.